Alright, let's begin. Let's begin. Alright, alright. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Today we're going to be playing a little bit of Steins. We've been talking about it on stream for a while. Hey, Charlie Link. How's it going? But yeah, we're... Steins. We've been talking about it and thought, hey, why not play for a little bit? I have about an hour and a half to play games this morning. So let's dive in. We have let's dive in. I see. 9:30. Oh.
あらかじめ決められていた世界の意志でもあった。俺はイカれてなどいない。至って正常だ。ここでは真実を語っているんだ。断じて中二病の妄想なんかじゃない。きっかけはほんの些細なことだとしても、それが未来の大きな流れを決定づけてしまうこともある。バタフライ効果という言葉を知っているか？知らないなら調べるのだ。それぐらいの慎重さが求められているのだということを理解しろ。
1 second, it's going so quick.
俺は慎重じゃなかった。自分の愚かさを分かっていた。あいつを失うことになんてならなかった。未来をこんな形にしてしまうなんてこともなかった。わかるはずがないだろう。その瞬間の自分の手に人類すべての運命を決定づけるような重大なターニングポイントのスイッチが握られているなんていうことはわかるはずがないんだ。考えてもみるがいい。普段の人間の知覚は 99% が遮断されている。人は自分で思っている以上に愚鈍な生き物なんだよ。普段の生活の中に生まれている何気ないことなど気にも留めないし、知覚したとしてもすぐに忘れるか脳が処理をしないかのどちらかなんだ。あの時の俺に言ってやりたい。迂闊なことをするなと、軽率なことをするなと、見て見ぬふりをするなと、もっと注意を払えと。陰謀の魔の手は思った以上にずっと身近にあって、いつでもお前を陥れようと手ぐすね引いているのだと。
Oh, let me turn up the audio a bit then.
宇宙に始まりはあるか、終わりはない。無限。星にもまた始まりはあるが、自ら
How
の
about we...
力を持って
There. He is a bit quiet.
英知を持つ者こそ最も愚かである。歴史からも読み取れる。海に生ける魚は陸の世界を知らない。彼らが英知を持てば、それもまた滅びる。
It's a fun pattern. It's a fun pattern, Charlie Bank.
魚たちが陸で
It looks like a lot of eyes and exclamation points.
これは抗える者たちに
Yeah, I've never played this. I've only watched the anime. And from my understanding because this is a visual novel game, and that it has multiple endings, you end up, there was a bit of a difficulty transitioning between the two when it came to this and, an ending between the game and the anime. So I know that they introduced some of the alternate endings in the anime as form of like intros and such, but I wonder how we get to those. Let's see here. Hey, what are you mumbling about? There's no sound from the phone against my right ear, only silence. I am baking in the sun. I see. We'll have to see what kind of endings we find. I wonder how we get all of them. As I was mentioning, I have about an hour and a half to play today, so we need to, well, we need to hyper focus. Sweat slowly slides down my chin and drips onto the asphalt. Ocarine! Earth to Ocarine! The girl was standing in front of me. She calls my name with an inquisitive tilt to her head. We are about to infiltrate deep into enemy territory, yet despite the imminent risk of death, there is no hint of tension in her innocent, childlike features. I cover my phone's mouthpiece and turn to the girl with an index finger to my lips. You talking to someone? I nod and put my phone back to my ear. Still no sound from the other side. My contact is wise to maintain silence. The whole area could be bugged. No, I was just talking to someone. Everything's fine. I'm about to infiltrate the embassy hall. Still no reply. Looks like they just want my reports. It's too dangerous to waste time talking here anyway. Yeah, Dr. Nakabashi got the jump on us, but I'll make sure he tells us everything. What? The organization is already on the move? I open my eyes wide to match my shock's tone. The girl turns towards me in surprise. I sigh, shaking my head as I rub my temples. I see, so that's the choice of Steins Gate. I see. I will have to keep an eye on that. I speak the parting words, then pocket my cell phone. Steins Gate. Some know it as fate. To others, it is the will of God. You could count on one hand the people in the world aware of its true nature. In any case, we should begin the infiltration. I advance towards Raiden-kan, which is just across the street from the train station. Of course, this is enemy territory. I just can't stride through the front door like an average person. I pass the elevators and escalators and head to the 8th floor by the stairwell. That is super tiring. I used to work in a lab and their elevators were not very fast, so oftentimes I would take the stairs, and walking up and down 5 floors, it can be exhausting. It can be very tiring. But I only make it to the 7th floor before I have to stop and exactly. Wow, was that on the phone? The girl, Shina Mayuri, immediately resumes her conversation. She followed me all the way here, and she isn't even short of breath. Yeah, it can be very, very exhausting. I, on the other hand, am grasping for air with my hands on my knees. Who would have thought an 8-story building would be so tall? I turn to Mayuri while wisping and sweat off my brow. If I told you, I'd have to kill you. Oh, wow. Thanks, Ocarine. Mayuri smiles happily and doesn't pry any further. As always, she is quick to understand my position. We've known each other since we were both little. Mayuri is 17, 2 years younger than me, so she's more like a little sister than a typical childhood friend. We've been looking out for her as long as I can remember. I used to hope that Mayuri might become the key to Steins Gate, but now I've reconsidered. I don't want that terrible fate for her. She should live a normal life. The soundtrack is such a banger. So far I haven't found a single song in Steins Gate that I don't like. Though granted, I am referencing the anime again. A lot of the music from the game sound like it was in the anime, so I'm assuming that they're the same. By the way, The anime had really good music. What is my present wish? Oh, hey. Gotcha. We continue to the 8th floor and enter the assembly hall. In front of us stands a cheap-looking stage with a podium and a sign reading Dr. Nakabashi's Time Machine Press Conference. Ocarine, Ocarine. Mayuri insists on calling me Ocarine, but it's neither my real name nor my code name. It's just one of those annoying nicknames people use. How many times do I have to tell you? Don't call me Ocarine. Huh? But I've always called you that. That was then. I have since become Hoyin Kyoma, an insane mad scientist, haunted by secret organizations the world over. Man, he is LARPing. He is really LARPing. Okabe Kintaro. Ah, is that the person who did the music? I'll have to look that up to see. The way that you wrote it makes me think it's another story for Steins Gate. But that's too hard to remember. In any case, Hyoyin Kyoma is my true name. Ah, I see. And besides, it doesn't even sound like Okabe. There it is. Ah, funny. There it is. Cease your foolish laughter. Okabe Rintaro may be my real name, but I have rejected it, for it is stupid. And so I also hate the derivative Ocarine. Come on, it sounds like it's an elf boy blue pipe thing. So, Ocarine, can I ask you something? In one ear and out the other. She's been calling me that for 5 years now, so maybe it's time to give up. What are we doing here? Wait, you followed me here without knowing why? Yep. She nods without dropping her smile. We're here for Dr. Nakabashi's press conference. We're standing in the assembly hall on the 8th floor of Radikan. It is here that the conference will be held. Dr. Nakabashi is an inventor. He appears on TV from time to time and has a few partners under his belt. But mostly, he is treated as a curiosity. Press conference? But where are the reporters? Mayuri's right. I've scanned the entire hall, but there's no one who looks like a reputable reporter or cameraman. There are only about 10 of us standing in the hall, including me. Wow, nobody has sat down yet. It must be different in Japan. Usually if it's in the States, and it's a conference, I can guarantee you'll have lots of people already sitting in chairs waiting for the conference to start. They're not going to patiently stand in the back and wait to be invited to sit down. Considering Nakabashi's moderate media presence and the fact that it claims to have invented a time machine, I would have expected more. Could this be the organization's working its twisted influence? They do. Oh, they sit so much. They even try to find ways to extend the amount of sitting. It is crazy. Rather than walk from the entrance of the building to the aisle that you want to eat, you can now rent out those little motor vehicles that can drive you there. Granted, I know there's supposed to be movability supporters for those who have trouble walking, those who might have broken a leg, or those who are really, really obese. But I often see when I visit the States, normal people who have no medical problems are often driving around on those because they just have to sit. I twist my lips into a sneer. I thought that Nakabashi was like me, a scientist fighting to overthrow the organization. But this press conference suggests other motives at work. Our enemies won't miss this chance. I prefer not to get wrapped up in this mess. Nevertheless, I'm interested in what he has to say. That's why I'm here, blowing my afternoon on my precious summer holiday. Mayuri ponders my utterance for a while before finally turning her head. You wrapped something, or is it his birthday too? I let out a sigh. Mayuri is known to not only make bad jokes, but to laugh at them too. She's always been special. Keep your guard up, Mayuri. I suspect that this won't be a normal Oh. I didn't even finish my sentence. And are we under an attack? Are they trying to fry our brains with electromagnetic waves? I just saw the warning at the top. Oh, what did it say? Dust falls from the ceiling as the floor shakes. We're definitely under attack. It's coming from above, but we're on the top floor. All that's above is the roof. An earthquake? Is that magnitude 2? What does a magnitude mean again? No time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Something's not right about this. Oh yeah, if I remember in the anime, he showed up early. He had to show up an hour early, I believe. I bolt out of the conference hall and run up to the stairs to the roof, ignoring the no trespassing sounds in the way. The door is open. Upon closer inspection, I realize that the lock has been broken. I open the door and see a billowing cloud of black smoke. That's some kind of phosphorant dust sparkling in the air. An explosion. I can't believe it. Was there really an explosion? My heart is racing. Damn, I don't know what to do. Should I run away? But why an explosion? Terrorists? No, it doesn't fit. I mean, how do you explain that? What the... A strange machine is sitting on the roof. It looks kind of like the head of a rocket. If you ever look at the old Saturn IX rockets, that looks like the nose. I found out how to open the dictionary. You see a record, you push H. I see, okay, we'll have to do that. Yeah, it's really like a rocket. Yeah, it does. It even has the booster in the bottom if you look. See here. And if you look at the right where the text connects, it looks like a booster. A strange machine is sitting here in the middle of the roof. It's huge, maybe 3 meters tall, and looks like, kinda like a satellite. Did that thing cause the shaking just now? Who put it here? Was it Dr. Nakabashi? Is it part of his presentation? Impossible. Even if that were the case, how the hell would he get it up here? My head is bursting with questions. As I search for the courage to approach the machine, a throng of reports and building staff burst onto the rooftop. They look just as confused as I am. Please stay back, everybody. And then a woman, who I assume is a staff member, appears to wave us back. The press conference will proceed as scheduled. Is she trying to hide something? Her response was unusually quick, almost like she's trying to keep us away from that device. I've got a nose for conspiracies, and this stinks of a cover-up. What are they hiding? What was the explosion? I want to know. Oh yeah, what was the explosion? But I shouldn't ask getting any closer. I turn and leave. But not because I'm scared or anything like that. It's funny that he puts that in. It makes it sound like he is a bit intimidated. He's trying to convince himself, I'm not afraid, really. That dangerous looking thing? No, no. Perfectly rationally calm. No, he's definitely stressing. Staff members lead us all back to the 8th floor. Exactly. Mayuri is nowhere to be seen. She's not in the event hall either. I found her on the 7th floor. Oh, here we go, at the top. It was several capsule toy machines are lined up next to the plate, reading Birthplace of the Japanese PC. She's gazing up at them with a wistful look. I breathe a sigh of relief, take out my phone. It's me. I've got a bad feeling about this. Something's happening, and I have no idea what it is. Exactly. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I know, don't worry. I won't do anything to jeopardize the mission. Elsai Kangaroo. Actually, when you say Elsai Kangaroo, should we do it like, should it be like in the anime, where they go, Elsai Kangaroo? Or, I wonder, I remember he's very energetic when he says it in the anime. We should have listened to the voice actor. After I speak the words and hang up, I am able to wipe the sweat from my brow. My sweat is cold. Half of me hopes something will happen. The other half fears the same thing. I put away my phone and look back at Mayuri. She's still staring at the capsule toys. She doesn't seem to be worried about the explosion at all. I can't decide if she's level-headed or just airheaded. Airheaded. We know the answer to that one. We clearly know that one. What are you doing? Well, I really want an Oompa. Just as I thought. Mayuri points to the capsule machine. The sign on the front says Rainet Kakeru 3D Character Doll Series. Rainet Kakeru is a popular anime series with its own card game spin-off. Rainet access battlers. They even hold international tournaments. Actually, I'm a bit surprised that they didn't. It has a popular anime and it has a card game spin-off. I'm surprised that the creators of Steins didn't try and jump onto this and try and make their own card game or the anime. The anime could have been one of these short little 5-minute things. Oh, yeah, I see we have ads. Let's wait until continue the story once the ads. But yeah, I know that in Japan, they have different grades of anime. They have what effectively are commercials, which are like 30 seconds. You'll get an animation, there sometimes will be anime stories, but it's usually trying to sell something. But they can be very entertaining and fun nonetheless. Then the next one is short form anime. In this one, it is about 1 minute to 2 minutes long. It at max is about 4 minutes. And there's just these really short in-betweens when they have dead space between TV shows and they need to put something. And then the last anime is the full-blown 22 minutes, which is what most animes are, the most anime most people think about. What they could do for the Oopas is they could do one of those short-form ones. I would watch it. I'd be very entertained to see what they do with an anime series based off of Steins Gate. Other than what we actually got. Either way. Oopa. Is that the series mascot character? It resembles in ethereal egg with limbs sticking out. Like some kind of deformed dog. Ooh, it might be a pug. It's what they call an ugly cute character. There is a toy called Fuglies. I'm actually surprised that it was able to make it past the U.S. censors, because Fugly it's an acronym. But apparently there are toys out there called Fuglies, and I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be so ugly they're cute. I actually think these look more cute than ugly, but anyway. High school girls find these creatures adorable for some reason. Last year, an ugly frog character was the rage. Its name escapes me though. I know who it is. It is a sergeant frog, one from outer space. He loves Gunpla. Then go for it. I can't guarantee you'll get an Oompa though. Mayuri gives me a troublesome smile. But Mayushi's all out of 100 yen coins. Mayushi is what Mayuri calls herself sometimes. According to her, it's supposed to have an star at the end. Mayushi. But who really cares? So, can I borrow 100 yen, please? She holds her hands out with a look like a begging puppy. Looks like she's planning this from the very beginning. Well, at least she didn't say gimme. Do you think it's that easy, Mayuri? We'll get no money from me. Instead, I'll show you just how harsh life really is. I pull out a 100 yen coin, set it into the machine slot, and spin the lever. I open the capsule and take a look at the contents. Take out the contents. Mayuri leans forward eagerly to see what I've got. It's an Oompa, and it's metal. A metal Oompa. Is it rare? Super rare. While I examine the metal Oompa, a boy who was watching us tries his luck on the same Rynet machine. Oh, a normal Oompa. He looks at my metal Oompa in resentment. I turn to see Mayuri's sparkling eyes, also fixed on the Oompa. Hey, high school girl, you're acting like a little kid. I give this creature of metal to you, Mayuri. Honestly, I don't want it. Really? Are you sure, Ocarine? The name's Hoyun Kyoma. Thank you, Ocarine. Is she doing it on purpose? I think she's set in her ways. Sometimes you find people just like that. No matter how many times you try and change something, they're just dead set in their ways. For her, it's calling you Ocarine. You just have to accept it. Thank you all for coming to Dr. Nakabashi's Time Machine Present Conference. I hear the announcement from the floor above. Sounds like they're starting. For a second I thought they were ending. I head to the stairs, but Mayuri doesn't follow. Let's go, Mayuri. Just a sec. I gotta write my name. She's preoccupied with the metal Oompa. I go on ahead. Just as she's writing her name on it. Hey, there we go. That makes more sense. Without further ado, I am pleased to introduce the inventor, Dr. Nakabashi. Please welcome him with a big round of applause. There's going to be about... It looks like there's just going to be about 13 people in the audience. There's 11 people there, and then there's Ocarine and Mayuri. He walks up to the podium. He's already wearing a frown for some reason. I can feel his irritation from here. I am Dr. Nakabashi. Thank you all for coming. You know, he has the face you just want to punch. He really does. It's all frowny and smug. Oh yeah. He just has a punchable face. Nakabashi takes the microphone and begins to speak, his voice brimming with confidence. Oh yeah, when he smiles, it makes you want to punch him more. True One Punch Man. Yes. Take him out in one punch. Oh, it's reverse One Punch Man. Instead of him punching someone and taking him out in one punch, it's that we punch him and he goes down in one punch. Now then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to begin with my theory of time travel, the greatest scientific breakthrough of the century. Man, he sucks at presenting. Introduce yourself. Talk a little bit about what you did in the past. Introductions are key. Oh, he needs to go take some lessons on how to present, especially scientific presentations. Well, we'll learn about him more in a bit. It'll explain his lack of presentation skills. Did he really build a time machine? Mayuri appears after writing her name on the metal upa. She's a bit late, in more ways than one. What did she think a time machine presentation would be about? I take another look around the room. There are about 20 people now, including us, but still no media presence to speak of. Let's see here. I see. Let's see here. So, this is the extent of Dr. Nakabashi's fame. No one believes that he invented a time machine. Well, this is kind of the beginning of, like, the very first instance. And plus with it, people have been claiming they've making time machines for generations. There's entire books even dedicated to all the people who've tried to invent or try to come up with them. So it's not surprising that he gets a limited number of people. He really needs to produce results rather than a theory. Or, in this case, a hypothesis. Because I don't think he even has data to back up his claims. He just has a proposal. There is. It's a. We can look it up, or we can look it up later. But with like H.G. Wells, when he came out with his story of time travel, and some of in the past, someone decided to kind of composite all of the instances about time travel into a single book, as well as talk about physics that might correlate to time travel's capabilities. We'll look it up later, as I said. I was interested in what he had to say, true, but my expectations were no higher than the rest of the onlookers. And a good thing they weren't. As he proceeds to explain this time machine design, my curiosity quickly turns to disappointment, then anger. Doctor... My roar silences Nakabashi and draws the eye of everyone present in the room. Do you take us for fools? Who the hell are you? Who the hell am I? Someone who knows you for a fraud. That's who. You stole the theory from John Teeter, and you call yourself an inventor. Someone throw this man out. You're the one who should be thrown out, Doctor. Have you no shame? You have no right to call yourself an inventor. Shut your mouth. You little pest. Oh, he's calling us a pest now. Oh yeah, you definitely want to take him down in one punch. Let's see here. We can check it out. Oh, actually, we can look at the back. History. Oh, actually, we should probably save. Let's see here. Tips. Huh. Maybe in tips. There we go. Here we go. In the tips section. A self-proclaimed time traveler from 2036 who appears in the American Internet message board on November 2000. The internet went into an uproar, flooding the board with questions and debate. Teeter posted pictures of his time machine and its control manual, as well as diagrams illustrating time machine mechanics. He also disclosed information on near-future events, time travel, physics, history, inventions, the multiverse timeline, and world lines. And then, 4 months after his appearance, he left a comment saying, "I will be leaving this world line shortly, and this will be my final post," and disappear. A popular manga serialized in Loco Comics. Wait. My wife owns a lot of Loco. Okay, it's written different. Hers is Coco Comics. It's Coco Comics. Is that the same? Is it the same comic line? The third season of the anime adaptation is currently airing on Toe TV, though the series is obstinately aimed at children, and realistically themes depicted also appeal to the adults. Yeah. So that is Coco. Because again, I was a bit surprised. My wife, she's kind of a collector at heart, so she has a lot of things that she collected over the years. And one of them is this really old, they're pretty much books of manga. They would have, it's a lot like Jump Comics. When you buy a Jump Comics book, you'll get a nice thick book of all of the different series that are currently playing out. The ones that we usually think of when it comes to like Naruto or Bleach, the full in one, that's actually the final step. It's first released in chapters in the big book with a bunch of other ones, and then they get compiled later. And Coco is what she has in Hong Kong. So there's a ton of manga in there I've never seen before. It's fun that they are referencing it here in the story. Actually, if we look, there's a lot more to this. More and more children are learning about the internet through this anime, and has reached the point where some scholars claim that children are better informed than the parents with regards to the internet issues. I wish that was the case nowadays. Back then, when the internet was the Wild West, everyone took things a lot more seriously. But since everything became more safe and standardized, it feels like a lot of people have forgotten about the dangers of the internet. It's a bit crazy to see older generations going out and saying, "Oh, I'm just going to put my real name and information in this website," and go, "Oh yeah, this could theoretically get stolen, and then it would be very bad for you." I don't think burner accounts exist anymore. I have at least like 4 or 5 burner accounts, and every time I want to go into a new venture, I always create a new one, so I don't know if anyone does that, or if it's just me. Some politicians and organizations have strongly criticized the series for encouraging children to become hikikomori. What does that mean? Hikikomori. By idolizing boys and girls who are obsessed with computers. However, okay, I get it. A majority of adults praise the series for teaching children about the possibilities of the internet, internet morality, copyright infringement, and privacy protection. This has contributed to Ryanet's success. They really should turn this into an anime and send it out again. Exactly. The internet is the Wild West. You do not know what strangers will do with your information. If you don't trust somebody with your phone number, then don't put it on the internet. If you don't trust them with your name, don't put it on the internet. It's surprising how so many people... A perfect example that I can think of. Let me give you an example about internet safety. This was yesterday. Ignore this. All right then. So a very brief explanation. All right. So when you go online, or let's just say you take your cell phone right here. Here's your cell phone. We'll draw a really old one. So here's your cell phone, and what people usually like to do is they like to take pictures with it. So they'll take a photo with it, and then they'll have a bunch of these little photos around on their phone, and decide, hey, you know what? I want to share these photos. However, oh, okay, so yeah, they want to share these photos. So then they'll go to places like Facebook, or Instagram, or TikTok, and they will just post these here for people to see. And the thing that they don't know is that some of these websites, I believe Instagram and TikTok are two of them, they do not strip data from this. In fact, they use it for tracking. And because of that, what ends up happening is these pictures have files. They're called I think it's EXTIF. They're extensions. This contains GPS data. This contains, like the camera that took the photo. It'll take the resolution. It'll even take up information like who took it. If you have that set, it'll even say who took it. So this information does not get stripped from your photos. Then you decide to go upload it to these websites. So if I want to find out where you are, I just need to download one of the latest images you took, extract the data, and then voila, I now know your GPS location, the camera model that you have, as well as potentially who took it. Like, this is... And people are completely unaware of this. And it's just baffling to me. In fact, oftentimes when you find people, for instance YouTubers, they will say that they were doxxed. The reason why they were doxxed was probably because they posted a picture without removing the XF data, and then someone just went in and found out the GPS coordinates. So yeah, if you don't want to be safe on the internet, data can be given any which way, and you don't... Be mindful of what you put online. Anyway, alright. So it's very important to learn about protection, and... any pictures I post, I make sure to cut out the XF data. Because the last thing I want to do is... get doxxed or anything. Although the series simulates intellectual curiosity, it is not merely an educational program. As Kakeru battles terrorists in cyberspace, his techniques and programs are represented as virtual robots, while his enemies, viruses, take the form of monsters. This makes the confrontations easy to visualize, while well-themed perspectives changes depicting both of the protagonist's techniques inside the computer and his friends' teamwork outside the computer. This sounds like they could totally have a banger if they made this into an actual anime. It really does. Exactly. The internet lasts forever. Once it's on the internet, it will never be off. They actually... I think Facebook is currently being... Oh, we have ads. Okay. Let's wait for the ads to pass, but... I believe Facebook is currently being sued because it was discovered that if you have the app installed and you've given it camera permissions, it will go into your camera or go into your images and scrape all of the photos you've taken. Since we are at a break, let's do a quick look. Let's see here. You don't have any ads. I see. Let's wait till the 30-second mark, and then we'll continue going. Check out, listen to that music. Oh, it's very energetic. Let's see here. Where is my file? Here it is. All right, then. So let's do a quick look. Hey, Lady Kitty, how's it going? Facebook, court. This should be pictures. Pictures upload. We're looking for a court case. It might be in the news section. Uploading pictures to Facebook costs woman no. Oh, that is a lot of money. Oh my, there's a. Those are full years. We're looking for recent ones. Facebook test. No. Yeah, here it is, right here. On The Verge, 12 days ago. Facebook is starting to feed its AI with private, unpublished photos. So what it's doing is, if you've given it access to your camera reel, it's just going to go ahead and upload your photos to Facebook so it can train its AI models. I mean, that has to be extremely illegal. That is ludicrous that is going on. I know. Apparently, they're going to be brought to court for this. But, yeah. Facebook is asking to use Meta AI on photos in your camera reel. You haven't shared. Yeah, TechCrunch is talking about the same thing. So yeah, 12 days ago they were talking about this, and it's... I have photos of all sorts of things on my phone. The last thing I want is for some AI bot to be trained on it, and then somebody who's pretty good at pulling out source data to start extracting out my photos. Any ladies out there, if you have Facebook and you take nudes of yourself, be warned, you might be in their training data now, and if someone gets your name and your address, the metadata we were just talking about, if they get that metadata and type in nudes, they might be able to actually recreate your old photos. So yeah, be wary. You might show up like that. Alright, let's continue the actual story. It might be. School meeting. Oh, guy out. School meetings can be quite annoying. Shut your mouth, you little pest. Oh, well, okay, let's get back to the story. Just then, someone grabs my arm from behind. Quite convinced it's an official here to throw me out, I turn to glare him down. Huh? Unhand me, you! It's a girl about my age. Her intense stare seems to challenge me. I take a step back. Her face looks somehow familiar. Where have I seen her before? We haven't met, but I know her face. I see. Yeah, I remember her. She has a very... I remember. Actually, playing the game really makes me want to go back and watch the anime. A few days ago, my friend Daru showed me a magazine article titled "Girl Genius Gives Lecture in Akihabara." The article was about a 17-year-old girl who had just graduated from an American university. Her thesis was even published in a major scientific journal. Wait, she's 17? Wait, is everybody... and he's 19. Okarin's 19. Kurisu and Mayuri are 70. It's... Okay. Well, I shouldn't be expected. Everybody is around 17 when it comes to anime. I kind of thought they were a little bit older. Girl genius. Masaki Kurisu. I recognize the stubborn-looking girl from the photograph. She's smiling, though. Oh, she's 60. They aged her up a year, then, in this game. I know. They, well, How did you play it, Longvody? If you've played... I'm asking because, based on the region, they actually changed the ages ever so slightly. Officially, it might be 16 and 18, but here they changed it to 17 and 19. They probably did that because of... different countries have different laws when it comes to age of consent. So if you're in the States, 16 is a bit too young, so... You watch the guy's playthrough on YouTube. I see. We'll have to look at that sometime later. But yeah, in Japan, 16 is pretty much the age in which you can start planning out your life. And as such, most of the stories revolve around 16 to 18-year-olds. And 23 and 24 is considered grandpa age. I wonder what they'll do when they find somebody who's in their 40s. Their late 30s, early 40s. I think in anime they would think that I'm a skeleton. But yeah, so in Japan it's very young, but in the States they're, as I said, very apprehensive about putting these characters at this age in there. So they always age them up. So you'll typically find they become 1 year or 2 years older. Or in some cases, I think there was an anime involving... It was a weird anime I don't remember the name, but it was an anime involving characters who looked like little girls. It was a ecchi TV show, so think of little girls doing suggestive things, and they made them all fairly, this is all older characters who just happen to look young. They're not really like 13 years old. No, they're actually 25. She's even wearing the exact same scout. She's smiling. That's not a scout. Look at that. The lips are curling. That's not a scout. That's a scout. There we go. What business could such a genius have with me? She takes a quick look around the room, then turns back to me with a stern expression. Could you come with me for a moment? What's with the attitude? She's obviously not staff, and there's no way that the Masaki Kurisu would have been working with someone like Dr. Nakabashi. Which means, no. You're with the organization. Huh? If their tendrils have gotten this far, then I've made a grave mistake. Stop fooling around and come with me. My outburst has already attracted too much attention. Nakabashi, in particular, looks like he wants to rip my head off. It might be mortifying to be exposed as a fraud by a bright young man like myself. Anyway, I mustn't draw any more attention to myself. If the organization gets wind of my presence here, it could endanger Mayuri, to say nothing of these ignorant civilians. I bet Misaki Kurisu led me out. I let Misaki Kurisu lead me out of the embassy hall. Try anything and people are sure to notice. What will our superiors say then? What are you talking about? She glares at me, quite fiercely at that. Attractive though she may be, there is no innocence in her eyes. A beautiful agent, unmatched in cruelty. My heart beats in exhilaration from the danger. Looks like chaos really does get my blood pumping. Ha ha ha. I just need to ask you something. What makes you think I'll answer? I know how the organization operates. What's with this organization stuff? Instead of answering, I take out my phone and put it to my ear. It's me. I've been caught by an organization agent. Misaki Kurisu's. She's a dangerous one. No, it's fine. I'll find a way to... Kurisu suddenly snatches my phone from my hand. You gotta like her personality. She's kind of a no-nonsense. She's just going. It might be because of her background. We learn a bit more about her later. But yeah, she's just taking phones to see what's going on. What skill? I didn't even have time to react. What are you doing? Huh? Your phone. Your phone's off. Who were you talking to? I know. Actually, this is actually one reason why I'm playing this version particularly. They actually have a difference, because Steins is so popular, they actually released one where they replaced all of the frames with the animatics from, well, the anime. And while that would be fun to play through the anime, I kind of like this visual style more. I definitely know why they couldn't represent this in the anime, because just look at the designs. The detail is phenomenal. But still fun. Yeah. Who were you talking to? Her eyes pierce deep into my soul. I quickly look away. She's good. She's trying to attack my sense of identity in order to cause a mental break. I think that I think it's just that I think he has his heart racing because there's a cute girl very intently looking at him, and he hasn't had that happen before. He has the hots for her. That's what I'm trying to get at. Recover. This isn't enough to sway me. Your techniques don't work on me, but I'll tell you anyway. That's no ordinary phone. It's designed to deactivate the moment it leaves my hand. That is very possible. That is very possible. Though we have seen what he looks like, at least in the anime. He actually hasn't shown his face yet in the game, but we know what he looks like, and he is actually quite a looker. I'm surprised he didn't have some girls go, I want to get to know him. Such measures are necessary to maintain secrecy. I know things that could get me killed. I quickly retrieve my phone and wipe the cold sweat off of my forehead. Whew, that was close. So, you talk to yourself. Oh, she's just calling him out. This is bad. Ordinary methods don't work on Misaki Kurisu, the genius girl. On the contrary, she's the one psyching me out. Damn, looks like I'll have to make a tactical retreat. If I can just find an opening. Suddenly, Kurisu steps up to me with a serious expression. She stares right at me, her huge eyes blazing with strength of will. Such fire, I can't look away. Yeah,